So I do feel like you do have a past person here, and it may have crossed your mind at one point where you're like, is this relationship fake? Is it real? Am I seeing what I'm seeing? And at one point, you could have thought you were crazy. Maybe you thought they had somebody else, had feelings for someone else. Maybe you saw something in their phone. Um, you know, you could have tried to play it cool, and you're like, okay, this is not working. I need to get real. Some of you in the collective are going to find something better. And I know maybe you've heard this already, but this one will feel different because you're different. And this person won't be afraid to show up for you. This person won't be afraid to tell you how they feel. This person won't be afraid to express. Meanwhile, the person you were dealing with before, they never expressed their feelings for you. And you're going to feel it this time. You're going to say, "Wow, someone's never opened up before." The last person I was dating was very lazy towards the connection. They never took me out. They never told me how they feel. They never sent me good morning texts, good night texts. They never responded, or we were not always consistent. We went out once in a while, once in a blue moon. And you have struggled some time with this. I would say 6 months, a year with this person. This person was also having money issues, and they struggled with staying employed or having contracts, or just keeping their money afloat. Okay. I was recommended once when I was dating someone who didn't have any heavy funds coming in the way I wanted, was to pray for their angels to support them. It did take them a while though to get the job that they wanted. And unfortunately, after that season, I was no longer interested. Isn't that crazy? But they did get their money up. They're making 7 figures, 8 figures now, but it just never felt aligned anymore. Okay. A lot of people chase money a lot of the times, and the connections in their life dwindle, they fade. So you and this person didn't put a lot of effort into loving each other because you guys were putting effort into finances, and the effort was necessary for this connection to stay around, to put in the work, to clean up the house, to send you that text, to make you feel like you were worth it. And no one should make you feel like you were worth it. But I mean, if you're dating someone and you're putting in the work, they can too. So now here's how the future looks. It's slightly different. I'm sure you've heard it before, that there's someone who's going to offer you emotions and they're connected to your past. There's someone who's going to come and speak up. They're connected to your past. Um, there's someone who has been sitting with a heavy heart, and they're wondering to themselves, why is my heart feeling so heavy? What did I do leaving this person? What did I do letting this person walk out of my life? And many of you still have a lot of love for this person, still have a lot of, thoughts about this person. Many of you say to yourself, maybe this connection still has hope. In this season, collective, there is going to be a lot of real emotions arising. If you've, listened to my reading sincerely from before, I've always told you that the end of the year brings up realizations, emotional feelings. People get depressed around this season. And there's going to be a lot of atmosphere changes where people are going to be straightforward. They either want you or they don't. Okay. There's no more guessing games for a lot of you. People are going to either match your energy, or you're going to say you're either ready or you're not. Are you ready to love me out loud or not? Like, we live in a world where it's do or die. Okay. You don't want to, I'm hearing, lose any more time. Okay. You want someone who's going to show up differently. I heard you, some of you want someone who's sober. You want somebody who's more softer, intentional. You desire to have someone who is gonna like cozy up in the bed with you. You desire to have someone who's gonna hold your hand when you guys go on dates. You desire to go like, I don't know, fish shopping. You could make soup, go grocery shopping. I don't know. Buy some goodies during the Christmas holidays, during the Easter holidays, during whatever Ramadan. I don't know what you guys celebrate. Like, just going out, festivities, okay? Because some people celebrate, some people don't. Whatever the new year calls you to celebrate, you don't want to be in regret. You don't want to be sitting down and saying, I realize that this was a waste of my time. But unfortunately, you guys have someone from the past saying, wow, the silence that we have had is killing me more than them. The silence is costing me my relationship. The silence is costing me my respect. Yeah. So this relationship fell out of romance. The romance is gone. You found that this person wasn't emotionally mature. You found that this child, I never even meant to say that. You found that this person was um, moving like a child. Yeah. Hold on. 1 second, guys. Sorry, y'all. Duty calls. As you know, I am a mother. So y'all could be a mother. Y'all could be a new mom, and you could have seen that this person doesn't support you. Um, y'all could take care of people, family members, friends. You guys could be in school. You guys could have a job that calls you away. So you don't have time for someone who doesn't want to put in the romance, doesn't want to be involved, doesn't understand your schedule. This person fumbled you. Okay, this person fumbled you out the bag. They took you out the bag and like dropped you as soon as the bag was open. Um, some of them get really, really nervous around you. They do have feelings for you. I'm not gonna pull your pants here. They do have feelings for you. They do. They could have pulled on your pants. I don't know what that means. They could have seen you as being a nourishing individual. They do want to try again. They do see you as a perfect match, which is very contradicting. And this is why, sometimes you have to be mindful of what you put in your mind, because we fill our mind up with a lot of intelligence, but not enough of the Holy Spirit, not enough of what the higher beings want us to know. And in your circumstance, the reason why there's this emotional shift is because the times are changing, and obviously Mercury retrograde is creeping up. And as you guys know, I believe Mercury retrograde starts way before it actually starts. It is starting in November. Now, this person has tried to distract themselves. This person has tried to keep their mind up in the air. This person has dreams to become like famous, or dreams to become like seen by other people, you know what I mean? More noble than they are seen currently. This person um, is easily distracted. So one minute they're like, I'm going to call you back. And then next thing you know, is 3 days later, they're calling you back. One minute they're like, let's go here. And y'all never make it there. Okay. This person could also, pretend. Yeah, they could have pretended at times that they wanted to be single. Yeah. And then there are other times this person could have pretended or wanted to be engaged to you. Like they could have given you huge mixed signals. Like they could have been, they're either 0 or 100. Okay. They could also like Drake. Um, I'm getting there's a divine feminine that's fed up. She's like, listen, if you don't get it together in this lifetime, I'm out of here. Okay, this is a new channel. This is not part what, what I was going to say. I'm getting that you don't like their inconsistency. I'm getting that this person's heart has been waking up for you. And it may look long, it may look like a long time. It may look like it's taking a long time. Um, the angels are saying that everything was made for you just for perfection, that they're not going to leave you stranded. If you'd want someone with consistency, if you want someone to come in, I heard who's going to match your dimension level, because some of y'all are higher than others in dimensions, then they're going to find that for you. They're not going to let you live this earth with empty promises, especially if you're taking the time out for yourself to be in divine timing, divine alignment. You don't want to get back with somebody and still have mixed feelings, because then you're just going to feel like I'm repeating the same cycle. Lack of growth, lack of action. This person may even talk about therapy a lot. This person may suggest therapy. This person may want to build something that in their eyes they think will last longer, better. This person has been feeling heavy because they feel like they can't fight their storms without you. They feel like you are a storm fighter. You could give like storm vibes, from Marvel. Um, some of them actually don't like when love makes them feel this way. They rather contain it. They would rather small, like pockets of love. Like when you go to the dollar store, there's like these little small containers where you put like 2 grapes in there. It's like they would rather love be that small. They don't want a zip bag love. They don't want a huge container of love. They don't want that. They can't control that. Then they have to take accountability. They have to look at who's right, who's wrong. They have to actually show up. They have to be uncomfortable in situations. They have to swallow their pride. They have to say sorry. They have to say I love you. They have to say I want you. They have to say I need you. There's so much, like, in their opinion, that's too much. But they're starting to realize that those relationships actually matter than anything else. This person, you could possibly even still live with this person. You could have once lived with this person or never lived with this person. This person could have sent you late night texts, you know. They could have shown you that they care today and not tomorrow. This person could be trying to get the courage to tell you how honest they are, how honest they can be. And some of you are tired of listening to a reading tell you that a past person's coming back to reveal the truth or say sorry or want to work things out. But you got to understand that in this particular year, there's a lot of karmic reunions. There's a lot of people going back to the past because nobody wants to be miserable and lonely. And when they realize that you're the one who offered the best love to the beast inside of them, you're the one who stood up to their robotic ways, you're the one who showed them that there is something, uh, you know, adrenaline rushing, sexy, that you would be the best person to grow up with. I don't know, grow up with. We got this grow up with. Um, they can't see their love life getting any better without you in it. This is why you get these readings. This is why you get this energy. This is why it repeats. Because many of us are connected to what is being told. And what is being told to us is that we should remain in the past. If, women raise their standards, then men would have to raise their standards. If men raise their standards, then women would have to raise their standards. And we control what we deem outstanding. So if we deem that pretending in a relationship is the most outstanding thing to do, then it's going to ricochet. Okay. We create the monsters that show up. We create the twists and turns that show up in these relationships. So we constantly want to know about the past because, prophecy is mysterious. And if I were to tell you that you were betrayed by your past lover and that you now must become a master and fight for your future, fight for your superpowers, fight to become like top 9, fight for all your dreams to come true, it might take some years. And most people don't want that because that means you might become a emotionalist person, emotionalist filled person. You will, smile less. But this situation doesn't make you smile any better. This situation doesn't make you a baddie. This situation doesn't make you a top dog. Some of y'all will get sick because y'all stay in the past. Some of y'all will continue to struggle and feel like no one ever saw me. God sees us. God tells us, hey, guess what? It's time for you to grow. It's time for you to wake up. It's time for you to crack through some of the justice. It's time for you to see who I want to win your heart. And many of you have met your match and don't want them because they're too fat, or they don't look the way you want them to look, or they're not a law-abiding citizen, or they maybe want to get married too fast, or they want to be together too fast, or they want you to, spruce up your life, and they challenge you, and they express themselves in a way that maybe that may be like different from what you're used to. But your former self has to go. Your former self has to go. You have to search for peace and not happiness. You have to start choosing stability over temptation. You have to start understanding that your truth and the truth that you want deep in your heart matters more than your ego. That's right. G Sun 4977. That's absolutely right. You're right. The closer we get to understanding ourselves is the harder it's going to get. The closer we get to breaking that window, that matrix window, is the more you come to surrender to, wow, I'm worth so much more than this. I'm worth so much more than this. I didn't know I could receive all this love. I didn't know I had to choose good versus evil. I didn't know I was a hostage to my mind. I didn't know I was really setting myself up for like a dark conspiracy in my own mind. I didn't know that, I was letting the common enemy produce a lifeline of destruction. And then we say we want to break generational curses. We can't break it if we have the enemy working on our mind, controlling us. And the common enemy is us listening to readings constantly about a past person who messed up, a past person who is coming to say sorry, a past person who's realizing their feelings. This is always going to happen in your life. There's someone in the background who's always going to say, wow, I see them excelling. I see them growing. I see them not giving me attention anymore. I see them pursuing their dreams and their goals. And that's not with me. I see them not calling and texting in me anymore. This is always going to keep happening. So you can choose to always keep going back, to always keep listening to readings that produce this energy. Or you can say to yourself, this is a season that might make this person return, but I'm class president now. So here's the ironic thing. I got to a place where the only person that can tame me is God, Yahweh. The only person who gave me this halo is Yahweh, because I became intentional and I decided to turn things way up. So now when you try to make your way back around this, this area, this section, know that I'm not as weak as when you met me. I'm not some, secret agent. I'm beyond that. And you're living in my dream. You're living in my story. So what are we going to do about it? What kind of person do you want to be in this world? I don't know why this reading just switched. It went way left, okay? I'm not using any cards, guys. I don't need the cards. I've told you before, I am a prophet of the Most High God. I earn this. So you need to earn the realm that you want to be in. Do you want to be in this realm? Do you want to be in that realm? Do you want to be in this realm? Do you want to be in this pocket where someone deems you as nothing? I could take them back anytime. I just tap into their realm and take them back anytime. Oh, they talk about the kingdom all the time. They talk about the kingdom of God. I can still tap into their kingdom and pull them back out and expose them. I can show them that they're really not who they say they are in the kingdom of God. I can be a knight for the rest of my life. And a knight meaning slow. I could take my time and go back into that life, creep back into that person's life when they're married, when they're in a new commitment, when they have a child, when they buy a house. I could be slow as a snail anytime I feel like it, because they will always make room for me. Many of you need to shut the door. Many of you need to let there be judgment on these people, because that is where your growth comes in. Saying goodbye to some of these sirens, saying goodbye to some of these warlocks, saying goodbye to some of these shadow workers, saying goodbye. You see why these movies come out that are all about darkness and, addictive, endlessly addictive things that happen, con artists. Why do you think that is? Why do you think we wake that up in society? They're to show us footsteps of struggles and depression. They're to show us that dark things are out there and you have a choice to either be released from the prison of your mind or to double cross people. What role do you want to play? What character do you want to play? The choice is always yours, even to leave situations. Departure, leaves now. Okay, do you have your ticket? Are you going? Are you going to God's kingdom? Do you want to be angelic? Do you want to be angelic? Is this the life you want, the one that you're currently living? Where you get small praises from people who are really not connected to the supernatural? Do you want people who are really in your corner? Because strange things will continue to happen in your relationships, even the ones that are dead and gone. But how much of it is controlling your life? This is your notice. Let me read the chat. Tarot is fake and stooped. Stop fooling people and giving them false hope. Well, tarot's going to be around just like scary movies, just like religion practices, just like YouTube. There's always going to be something to distract you and to throw you off. There's going to be always something that makes you believe something else. You got to ask yourself, do I want to be in the den of thieves? Where do I want to be? Where do I want to place my life? We out.